All right. Mr. Jantua, what do you make of Sarah Adwoa Sarfo's apology video?
I don't know why it's come out at this time. I don't know the kind of conversations that have gone on that have now gotten her to make this video. But the most important thing is, what do her constituents think? Has she been able to serve the constituency well? Has she been able to do the things that she needs to do as a representative of her constituents? In Parliament, has she been able to handle things on behalf of her constituents, and most importantly on behalf of Ghanaians? Has she been able to do it? That will determine whether they bring her back or not. But if you're going through the challenges that you're supposed to go through, you don't show it on TikTok. You don't give certain types of announcements in a very arrogant manner. This apology should have come way back. Way back. And why? Is it that she fears she might not be chosen by her constituents again? Well, we are human beings. Nobody is perfect. So far as I'm concerned, there are many ways of stringing a cat. And the MPP at the time tried their utmost to get in touch with her to make sure that she was able to tell Ghanaians exactly what was happening to her, because there are rules and regulations in Parliament in terms of attendance. We even heard some money was made available for her to come. No be so? Kennedy, Japan.
Yes,
Japan.
I asked Kennedy whether it was in dollars,
or all that.
So he's already confirmed that money was made.
Why? What was it, and what has now instigated this public video telling us that she's sorry? Okay, if she's sorry, if somebody does you something wrong and they apologize, you accept the apology. It depends on whether deep down in your heart you've forgiven her or you haven't forgiven her. So the constituents will decide. When they interviewed some of the constituents, some of them said, well, there are other people who took a stand. She hasn't really done much for our constituency. Some said, well, she has realized her mistake. Let's give her the benefit of the doubt and let's move forward. So it's open season. The jury is out. Let's see how it turns out as we go into the election.
Within the period, or merely of when she was in the States, she was needed to do parliamentary work, there was even concern that had been raised by the rank and file of the party, the top leadership of the party. And then, of course, coming into the fray is Kenny Japan, and then he made those explosive revelations. Perhaps, if you look at the key stakeholders, the appointing authority being the president, the party leadership, and then also maybe herself. Could something have done about...
Don't rule out the constituents.
And the
constituents. Those are the most important bits on the list.
The constituent, the party heads, and all those who are key stakeholders.
Yes.
Shouldn't we have had maybe some decision made on her? Or perhaps rein her in?
Let me ask you this question. If this video she's put out, if she made it then, wouldn't it have had a positive impact on the situation she was going through? But hey, when you look at the combination in Parliament, the MPP could not afford to lose her. They could not afford to lose her because of the numbers. And so their backs were against the wall as to what to do. The president's back was against the wall as to what he wanted to do. So it was very dicey. If it so happened that they had majority in Parliament, definitely. But they didn't have majority, and her absence would have equalized, and that could have been a challenge. Because remember, at that time, the what do you call it? The telephone tax, e-levy. E-levy was reigning high in Parliament. They needed, to get it passed. And so, at that time, it would have been difficult to do anything. But afterwards, what happened? And when some of these things happen, we shouldn't go into the closet. We should see what the appointing, the one who appoints in terms of responsibility, the fact that she's in Parliament, the fact that in Parliament she's under the leader. We should see how they have handled situations like this, so that the people too can judge whether what she's done is right, what she's done is wrong, what the party supposed to can do about it, what the president himself feels about it. Open up. The one thing I find in this country is that politicians like closet. When it now exposes itself, it's not an effective way of governance.
Okay.
And nobody should tell me that, oh, the MPP for, the NDC for, the no. It's the people who voted you into power. So you can't use that as someone who do FIASM. What happens in the MPP is important to me as the same thing that happens in the CPP is important to you. What happens in the NDC is important to me as the same thing that happens in the CPP is important to them. Because you can never tell the dynamics and how those dynamics can change.
Okay. Now, this is the official apology message from Sarah Adwoa Sarfo.
Me pesa me fa kwenye iso ede echo pakese ede ma me party for the New Patriotic Party any party paying for idi kan mampanyi na adodankwa Kufuado na bedi che the vice president ye mami the chief of staff Honorable Frema Osei Opare majority leader and the entire leadership of parliament Minianom Emrashe Bedwafo majority caucus. Me percent me fa kwenye so epamu nyina chew. Emebi a etwe mu. Eniye bi a efiri me ho ebaye. Ese me sira mo se enye ni da ho ena enye madwimu na me si ne pi sesebe ne de monim betwitwiri fom. Eniama bebre na ekoso ewo mabrabo mu ene mabusie mu. Nefa apanye isu di nyankopon di nsire mu nyina the regional executive Greater Accra the constituency executives our chairman Bonsu Eda Anu the headquarters of New Patriotic Party the general secretary and the national chairman any wapamfo nyina the pamu nyina chow supporters sympathizers a mu nyina modo party no a na modo me e wa bihye mu kese e wo yempesua ni mu no me pamu nyina chow ni asibia mo fa me bone encheme sabi mpanifo bu baby sese wo ba eja ne nan gu una so a yen twantwene na sabi ye pepa ni ababia nyankopon din sire mu nyina ni din de Adwoa Sarfo na che bedwani a ni gina ho edema omanfo a ewo domepa benya.
So essentially all that she's saying is that for the rank and file of the party and the Constituent, she apologizes. She was not in the right frame of mind within the period. I just want to count you for the last word. But Mr. Botry, how is this doing in terms of the effects of this video on the corridors of power, since you're very close to the president?
Roland, thank you. Before I come to the Adwoa Sarfo issue, let me use some of my time to clarify certain statements my colleague Godwin Mahama made. He mentioned that the Electoral Commission is now an office for the NPP. This is a very serious statement to make on a station like TV3 because it's an inaccurate statement. Roland, I was expecting you to let him
What is serious about the statement? Now that you
to say that a constitutionally established body is a wing of a political party. These are some of the statements that constitute a breach of peace. So I'm even expecting the IGP to invite Godwin Mahama after this interview. Because how could you say?
Haven't you people said something?
No. How could you say?
Said it before.
How could you say the Electoral Commission is a wing of a party, a political party?
So
Dr. Jantua, you've been going for IPA. Have you ever seen the NPP's flag at Electoral Commission?
When Charlotte said
no, Dr. Jantua, I'm asking you a question. Have you ever seen
He's
the
calling us in the
MPP's
question.
flag
No,
at
it's okay.
electoral commission's
Okay.
office
Let's
before?
stop this.
so
And
next.
again-
Political parties do it, please.
And again, Dr. Jantua mentioned that there is a perception that the NPP is in bed with the EC. I think if there is any such perception, that is an unfortunate perception, because that perception can also not be correct. Because the NPP is not in bed with the Electoral Commission.
Go
I
out
have
into
told
the
you the
country and
position
ask.
of the New Patriotic Party on the limited
Let's speak on
registration
the Adwoa Sarfo
exercise.
issue.
I'll come to the Adwoa Sarfo, but these are very pertinent issues. And again, on the issue that NPP has appointed its cronies to the Electoral Commission, it's another unfounded allegation. Godwin Mahama failed to provide even a piece of evidence to substantiate
Dr.
that
Apia
Dr. Apia Ahene has been a former. Where is the appointment letter of Dr. Apia Ahene being appointed as a patron of any NPP institution? Where is the appointment letter?
That's not Apia.
Show us the Apia
I
Ahene.
said,
Please,
Osman
go-
Asari,
yeah, Osman
show
Asari.
us the appointment letter.
Please
There
go
is
ahead.
no such
Speak on
evidence.
Adwoa
There is
Sarfo.
no
Speak
such
to Adwoa
evidence.
Sarfo.
And so, Roland, when we get the opportunity, let's not use the opportunity to put dust into the eyes of Ghanaians. It is unfair. Let's not take Ghanaians for granted. It's not cool at all. On the issue of Adwoa Sarfo, I think to err is human. So she has apologized. I think it is for the leadership of the New Patriotic Party and for the government to take a decision on Madam or Honorable Sarah Adwoa Sarfo. I mean, she's one of the female politicians I know young ladies really look up to. So I personally, I wasn't so happy when her issues started cropping up. But I think she's done the honorable thing by apologizing. That alone, mastering the courage alone to apologize to the people of Ghana, particularly her constituents and the government and the leadership of parliament, I think it's something that she must be commended for, because not all politicians will master the courage to come and apologize when they do something wayward or untoward. So I think Sarah Adwoa Sarfo must not be
Should be
chastised.
resigning.
No, I haven't said that. Okay. You can make your own proposition, but I haven't said she should resign. For what reason? I don't think she should resign.
Please go ahead.
So she should be forgiven. I am a Christian, and the Bible tells us to forgive 77 times. So I think Sarah Adwoa Sarfo should be forgiven, because we are all politicians.
77 times 7.
77 times 7. One way or the other, we might all get into her shoes one day. Life, things might hit at you, unexpected things might hit at you. And so let's be very careful. In today it might be Adwoa Sarfo, tomorrow it might be somebody's boss, it might be you yourself, it might be somebody close to you, a family or a relative. And so I think now that she has apologized, her fate is in the hands of the leadership of the New Patriotic Party, and I trust.
But you do agree,
and I
despite
trust the leadership
all
of our party to
all
take a good
the
decision.
natural disasters or occurrences that we may face in life, public offices are not inherited properties.
I agree.
Yeah.
I agree. But
So if you're not in the right frame of mind, you need to receive some level of support. So you go off, and somebody else in the big New Patriotic Party will come also go through primaries.
I agree. I think when you
Or is that
go
not
to-
the case?
I agree. When you go
Okay.
to Parliament, they have their
Please
own
end for me.
standard orders that regulates the procedure and proceedings of Parliament. And so I think if she has flouted any regulation in the rules of engagement of Parliament, Parliament is right enough to take a decision on her. And so I don't think she has flouted any regulation, because I know there was a committee set up to investigate or look into her absence, and I think the speaker cleared her of any wrongdoing. So I don't think Sarah Adwoa Sarfo should be crucified so much. I mean, she has done something wrong. She's come to apologize. Ghanaians, we have this patriotic spirit of accepting people when they apologize. Let's accept her. Let's forgive her. Let's hope it doesn't happen again.
All right. I'll give you 2 minutes on the subject.
Roland.
Quickly, Sarah Adwoa Sarfo.
Roland, is it not a fact that Dr. Apia Ahene is an NPP?
Please,
person?
we'll move on with that
No.
subject.
Roland,
we've
allow-
moved on with that
you see,
subject.
Roland, it is a fact. It is a fact. He is a communicator for the
Please
party.
speak to Adwoa
which
Sarfo.
we have even met
you
him
made
on several occasions.
You made
on
this
set.
point,
So this
and
is a fact.
myself,
And
you and I
yeah, we are
have made.
aware.
I think
Yes.
all of us will discuss this issue.
yes. So
please
no,
speak.
so I was expecting him to point to him clearly that what he's saying is contrary to the reality.
About what?
Mr. Mahama, please move on.
Roland,
Yeah.
you see, let us not single out Adwoa Sarfo and condemn her act. The act of Adwoa Sarfo is as a result of the embodiment that she has received from the party. You rightly asked Lawyer Jantua, wouldn't it have been the best for the party to activate certain disciplinary actions against her? And for me, that should have been the best. Because an MP that the people of Domi Kwabenya has queued to vote for you, there is a responsibility on you to make sure you are always on the floor of Parliament, speaking on behalf of the people and putting before government the plight of the people. When you go to Domi Kwabenya, they have a lot of issues, including road, lack of road, market, the Domi market. Yesterday, I listened to them and they were complaining bitterly. So they were expecting her to be on the floor of Parliament. She left the country close to 1 year in the name of the fact that she isn't well. But she kept recording herself on TikTok and there was nothing showing that she wasn't well. It is all because the MPP thinks whatever attitude they show to the people of Domi Kwabenya, because it is their stronghold, they will still vote for them. Because since 2004, that the constituency was created, it has always been the MPP. And I think they are taking the people of Domi Kwabenya for granted. And the people of Domi Kwabenya should know that it is not about Adwoa Sarfo. It's not about who comes on the ticket of MPP. It is about the MPP as a party who, since they started voting for them, has decided not to give them what is due them, has decided to disrespect them. I take this opportunity to say a good morning to Honorable Eli Plim Akulugu, who has made sure that she is always with the people of Domi Kwabenya. She is the parliamentary candidate elect, and she's there for the people. She will make sure when giving the nod, she won't do what
parliamentary candidate elect for the NDC.
For the NDC,
okay.
What Adwoa Sarfo is doing. Right. She'll be there for the
but
people.
But you agree that place is an MPP stronghold?
Is
that what you said?
That is why they've taken them for granted.
That's not true.
And it's a high time
the
they punish them and tell them that they cannot be taking them for a fool.
It's not true.
Jantua,
yes, sir.
What would be the best advice now that this has come for the leadership of the party and the appointing authority? Well, now she's not by minister, though. So.
In terms of what? Best
in terms
advice?
of how they have to deal with her and the apology now that she has issued. Because they are going for primaries. Anyway.
Yes, she's issued an apology. So far as I can see, it's either the MPP decide that they won't allow her to stand there again, but it's in the hands of the constituents.
Okay.
They are the ones who are going to vote.
Okay.
It depends on how they market her, how the party now markets her in that constituency, vis-a-vis all the challenges and all the things that have happened. But the question you then ask, was her challenge real? Has she been able to show evidence of the challenge she said she's been through? If she can show that evidence, then maybe. I think also that this video she's done, I hope she will show respect to the president and actually write him a letter. She shouldn't expect the president to sit and watch this. He might not. The respectful thing to do, and I'm saying this because of the office of the president and the importance of that office. So if she's done this for Ghanaians to see, she should send a letter to the majority leader, she should send a letter to the minority leader, she should send a letter to the speaker, and should send a letter to the president. It shows respect.
Okay.
They won't have the time to sit and watch the video.
Right.
But if it is written and it's on paper and it's recorded, then that is fine.
Imelda Nassar says, after dancing on TikTok, Madam Dancer MP. And then, so, okay. And then we also have Wood Eduji saying, allowing her to stand for elections will be an insult to the Ghanaian. Now, Mohammed Awal Idris says, Adwoa Sarfo has seen that Ken is contesting for flag bearership, so you should all understand. So, which way doesn't think so, right? And then also, Atanga Kinsolo says her constituent should use her as an example to other parliamentarians who travel that way. Joy says she can keep her apology, or better still, well, you're saying she should just bottle it in. Now, let me just read a couple of your messages also. Many of you have sent on our console. This one is from Triddle. So I find it difficult to understand the Independent Electoral Commission led by Jane Mensa. These are some of the attitudes I expect the ECOWAS to be talking about, not to sit and only talk when there's a coup d'etat, because the attitude of the EC is simply calling for chaos in Ghana. Triddles. So I have this one from Triddles. I have a couple also from Tio Adai. I have this one from Edem. Roland, please ask Lawyer Jantua if the decision of IPA is strictly binding on the EC.
No.
He says no. Now, Emmanuel Akolo says, tell the MPP communicator that he should come and have a look at the small space of the EC at Tema Community 4. The space has been allocated to both Tema East and Tema Central. The EC's facility is like a one-bedroom self-contained. If it rains, everyone has to disperse. Musa Abatwa in our Swansea, if indeed ECOWAS have agreed to monitor what's happening in Africa's democratic system in order to stop insurgents' interference, they should also caution Ghana's Electoral Commission. Musa Abatwa. And then I have lawyer Sampi Yale. What difference will it make if the NDC goes to IPAC? The EC does not respect the courts and even Parliament. Just look at them evading service. Prince Ahmed says this MPP man, they should not should show the situation ordinary Ghanaians are going through. He's talking about credible register. And I have Mike Aflu. He says, has the MPP read the Ejapade document? That is the MPP man. Has he read the Ejapade document? You know about the Ejapade document?
I don't know.
Okay. He shouldn't sit there and stupidly say there is no grand scheme to disenfranchise voters. I think I need to go and learn some slangs. My English is not English in this morning. I want to know, is the EC for the management of the institution, or is the people and state of Ghana? That's Seidu Salaga. Can we do cash out?